Two young boys named Qin and Piao are seen in the opening scene being sold as slaves to a small village. After becoming orphans as a result of the conflict, they see one of the great generals, Wang Kai, enter the village in a gallant manner, while being followed by hundreds of soldiers. As they make their way there, the enormous power he holds has undoubtedly captured the youngsters' attention. When the lads arrive in the village, an elderly man gives them something to do, and only gives them a small stable to rest in. Despite the difficult conditions, they don't grumble and help each other out at work. Their connection grows stronger over time and develops into a close friendship. Even though they are aware that eliminating the slave class is not at all simple, they have the same ambition and dream of rising above their poor status and becoming great generals. The lads spend their free time in the forest honing their fighting techniques in order to follow their dream. In order to acquire sword-wielding techniques, they also craft wooden swords. The two lads continue their practice in the forest, even when they grow older and change over the course of several years. They are now incredible fighters as a result of that. Chancellor Chang Wenjun notices them one day when they are practicing. He appears to be impressed with Piao's swordplay and formulates a strategy. The lads find Chang waiting for them when they go home later that day after collecting wood from the jungle. It turns out that he came to the village to look for Ying Zhang, a famous soldier who could assist the monarch. Unexpectedly, he has already chosen the soldier, and it is none other than Piao. This unexpected turn of events surprises the latter, who questions whether it is time to leave. However, Qin encourages him to pursue his passion because he is so delighted for his closest friend. Additionally, he pledges that he will push himself harder and catch up to Piao soon. The two best friends had one final practice duel that evening before parting ways, promising to get together soon. The next day, Qin intensifies his training in the forest and on the slope, with a steadfast commitment to improving his fighting prowess. His strength increases to the point that, after several months of rigorous training, he is able to break a boulder with his wooden sword. After training one evening, Qin is taking a nap in his stable when he hears a tap at the door. He unexpectedly discovers a severely injured Piao inside when he opens it. Piao discusses the upheaval in the realm while he is dying. He discloses that the assassination of the royal family was actually carried out by Cheng Jiao, the younger brother of the current monarch. Before passing away, Piao gives Qin a map and tells him to head to the village indicated on it, because that's where he can find a way to realize his ambition. After finding out everything, Qin regretfully leaves his best friend's body behind and takes Piao's sword to flee the hamlet. Before the killers show up, he encounters some neighborhood thugs on the way who surround him and demand the pricey sword he is holding. They should make room for Qin since he doesn't want to start a battle that isn't necessary. But when the thugs refuse, he easily dispatches all of them with the aid of his extensive training. Qin finally reaches his target, a little cabin, after sprinting for several kilometers. When he enters, he is shocked to see someone who remarkably resembles Piao. Qin is puzzled by this since he cannot understand what is happening. The person turns out to be none other than Zhang, the king who had fled the realm. According to Zhang, Chang brought Piao into the palace on purpose, because of his uncanny resemblance to the monarch. This ploy was used to trick the officials who sought to assassinate the king. Piao was regrettably killed to further the cause. The assassins, headed by Lu Bue, discover Piao's lifeless body while still in the village. The clever assassin quickly realizes that the dead person was simply a ruse, and that the real king is still alive. He then gives orders to find the king as soon as possible, whether he is alive or dead. On the other hand, after finding out that his best buddy died in his place, Qin is enraged with King Zheng. But before he can revenge his wrath on him, an assassin sent by Prince Cheng Jiao attacks them. When Qin learns that the assassins killed Piao, she becomes even more enraged and starts fighting alongside the foe. He eventually succeeds in killing the assassin, thanks to his superior talents. He then returns to King Zheng and demands to know why he was forced to kill his best buddy. Zheng replies that although Piao was aware of the potential danger, he boldly agreed to give his life in order to save the realm. Zheng further asserts that he had to survive in order to stop his younger brother from seizing the kingdom. Cheng Jiao would quickly demolish the entire kingdom if all the authority fell into his hands. Then, as a fitting tribute to Piao's sacrifice, King Zheng asks Qin to marshal his troops and help him retake the throne. Prince Changjiao, who is visibly furious upon learning that his brother is still alive, is seen in the following scene. Chang, who employed a ruse to spare Zhang's life, is also the target of his enmity. Prince Changjiao gives the order to capture Chang and Zhang and demands their heads as prizes. In the midst of their debates, the fearsome general Wang Kai enters the palace and displays Chang's severed head, claiming ownership of it. This impresses the prince, who names him the new commander of the realm and gives him the task of capturing Zhang. In another location, Zhang and Xin are strolling through the forest when a young member of the mountain tribe named Heliao Diao soon joins them. The trio moves through the mountain trail together. Another assassin, armed with poison darts and an axe, attacks them as they approach the bamboo forest. Xin seizes his sword and valiantly fights the foe in a ferocious conflict. After a fierce battle, he succeeds in cutting off the enemy's head with his sword, but it appears that one of the poison darts struck his body and knocked him out. After that, Zhang and Heliao take him to a deserted resort to aid in his recovery. After some time, Xin regains consciousness and speaks with Zhang for a little while. Soon after, a troop of soldiers led by none other than Chang, who was previously believed to have been dead, arrived at the resort. In this instance, it is made clear that the head Wang Kai sent to Prince Changjiao was merely a ruse. The monarch works with Chang, who is still loyal to him, to come up with a plan for taking the throne back from Prince Changjiao. Zhang is afraid to engage Changjiao's army of 80,000 soldiers, because his men are vastly outnumbered. When Chang learns of this, he advises turning to the mountain tribe, a previous friend of the Zhang royal line, that had been betrayed centuries earlier, for assistance. Chang points out that if the tribe agrees, they can create a greater army alliance. Zhang is persuaded by this, so they all travel to the tribal region in the mountains. They all reach the mountain tribe's frontiers after a protracted and dangerous journey. However, the mountain tribe's troops capture them before they can enter the area, and they are then given to Yang Duanhe, their chieftain. Zhang apologizes on behalf of the tribe's ancestors, and asks for help in regaining control of his kingdom. The chieftain initially refuses the request, citing the substantial losses the tribe has previously suffered as a result of Zhang's kingdom's activities. The monarch, who is unfazed, still outlines what would happen if his brother attempted to usurp the kingdom. When Yang Duanhe hears about all of this, she is moved by Zhang's devotion to his realm, and declares that the mountain tribe will once again be associated with the Zhang aristocracy. After achieving this alliance, King Zhang reveals his strategy for attacking the royal army from several angles. The following day, Zhang and his troops approach the royal palace, while posing as members of the mountain tribe. When they arrive, Yang Duanhe talks to Prince Changjiao's advisor, and suggests a partnership. Prince Changjiao is informed of this knowledge by the advisor, and following a brief debate, they decide to forge an alliance. However, for the time being, only 50 of the mountain tribes are permitted to continue the conversation. The next scene shows the gang of 50 entering the realm, and immediately beginning their assault on the adversaries. In accordance with their formulated strategy, Zhang splits his army into two divisions, one led by Xin and Chang and the other by Yang Duanhe and himself. While Zhang's group takes the direct route, Xin's group takes the underground passageway to get to the throne room. Even though the evil prince has thousands of troops at his disposal, the king and the mountain tribes are more adept than them. On the other hand, Zhuo Sai intercepts Xin's troop and sends a massive force after them. Even though they initially have trouble defeating the monster, Xin eventually succeeds in killing him. Thanks to the group's concerted effort, they then enter the imperial palace with the intention of killing Prince Changjiao. The prince, who is in charge of numerous guards, appears unmoved, though Zhuo Sai, one of Changjiao's most powerful assassins, is summoned to exterminate the invaders. The second one gets to work and quickly defeats some of the mountain tribe men. Xin is challenged to a duel against Zhuo Sai in the midst of this altercation, which he accepts without hesitation. The two then engage in a bloody sword duel, while displaying their impressive fighting prowess. As time goes on, Zhuo Sai has the upper hand, and strikes Xin with some significant blows. Nevertheless, our hero is propelled forward by his memories of Piao and his faith in his own aspirations. He finally succeeds in killing Zhuo Sai with a fatal stabbing. thanks to his never-say-die attitude. Chang Jiao's council tries to flee after seeing the futile combat, but He Liao catches him and uses a dart to tear out his eye. Before He Liao is poisoned by the dart, the advisor stabs him in vengeance. He Liao is fortunate to be secure because of her robust armor. Taking advantage of this diversion, Chang Jiao makes an effort to escape, but when he gets outside, his brother and the entire mountain tribe army are waiting for him. Zhang quickly defeats Chang Jiao with a single, powerful sword strike, before punishing him with a barrage of blows. Nevertheless, he ultimately decides to save his brother's life despite everything that has occurred. General Wang Kai and his troops arrive in the courtyard a short while later, and they confront Zhang and ask him why he engaged in such bloody combat. In response, Zhang says that he was unable to allow any traitors to misuse their position of power. Inquiring more about his plans as king, Wang Kai issues a threat to have him beheaded if he does not respond satisfactorily. Zhang reveals his desire to bring China together during the Warring States period, even if it means resorting to violence, in order to maintain peace in the future. Wang Kai is pleased with the response, and he teams up with Zhang. He then gives the order for Chang Jiao's remaining forces to flee. One of the faithful generals, however, who is committed to Chang Jiao, declines to do so. Instead, he attacks Zhang by charging forward. General Wang Kai simply smiles as he renders the entire force helpless with a single, skillful move after observing this. In the concluding scene, Zhang returns to his throne, while Xin basks in the success of realizing both his and Piao's ambitions.